Alrighty, so week one attendance in CIT 85, you're going to get to know each other a bit. And I'll show you in this video how to do that. I have provided some instruction as well. But one of the things I want to start with is the way you've gotten to this assignment is that you've gotten through your week 0, submitted your GitHub, hopefully all good. I will have invited you. I will have talked about that in the welcome, like you have to be invited and accept that invitation. GitHub is what we use in this class all the time. And then you need to, even if you didn't join Discord, you need to do at least have watched the video because as I've said, those will be covered in your week 1 review. But the reason I'm here is to really show you that this course is in sequential mode. Here we go through, you finish week 0, now you're on to the first week, and now you're doing the attendance. When you're finished with attendance, then you can go look at the dev setup, set up your dev environment, which I'm going to talk about in this video. Okay, so I'm actually in my office today. Sometimes I'm in my office here on campus BE 113. Sometimes I'm at home, depending on my schedule, right? If you want to know what the background, when you see this background, like, oh, Rio's on campus, you can find my office hours and location in Simple Syllabus. We also have a tutor. I will have those also listed in Simple Syllabus. Okay, so for this first week, you're going to, and it's always kind of exciting to start a new class. It's always a bit apprehensive. And this assignment, I'm going to tell you, depending on how you feel about sharing video of yourself, may not be exciting, but it is just the way of the world that we're in. But I'm going to give you ways that that video you create is really limited to only the people in this course. But in addition to the video that you'll create and share, and I'll show you how to do that, you'll also make an important decision, and that's what this is talking about, because what you're going to do next is set up your dev environment, and you're going to have the option to either use CodeSpace, and I should put it like this, CodeSpace, or local, okay? Local is just that, local to my machine, okay? So that wherever I'm at, my development environment is with me versus out on the cloud. And that would mean anywhere I have internet connection, I have that setup of that, or I have that dev environment, development environment. Don't worry if you don't know the terms. This is also part of what you get used to. Again, if you've taken 82, these are not new terms for you. So, but in this case, you'll need to make a decision and ask any questions here because the next assignment is actually going to be that you set up that dev environment. In order to do that, you had to have given me your GitHub username and I will had to have invited you. So there's a couple of moving pieces there. That's why I'm talking about it here. Generally, students ask me, Rio, which one should I do? And here is my, I don't know your situation. If you're in web development, if this is your program of selection of choice, I hope it is. If it's not, that's cool that you're here for whatever your reasons, as I've talked about in the welcome video. But in this case, I recommend if you're here and you've done it before, use local because you've already done it. It's a good experience. If you've never done any installation or done command line at all, and that means you drop into a command line and you give the computer commands in a command line and not in a GUI interface that is normally what we interact with on a computer. But in this case, if you're not familiar with any of that and you just want to get started, which I generally would say recommend choose the code space. The thing you have to think about on the code space is there is a limited amount of hours you have per month. I've only had a couple of students, as I've been using this now for 2 semesters, hit up against that, but I also will give you ways to upgrade the number of hours from 120 to 160, which should meet most needs. So there's choices in that case. You can ask any questions on your attendance post that you're about to do. Okay, so that's here, right? If you're unsure, ask. That way you have an idea when you move into the next item. Okay, so the graded part. So this is actually how you get graded for this assignment. Is you're going to record a short video, 1 to 2 minutes, and really I just did one for myself and it was less than one, which is totally fine. All you really have to do is introduce yourself. You can use the name you want to be referred to and explain why you're taking this course. Okay, what's your motivation here? Right? You need to include your face and your voice must be included in the video. Use any device you have. I actually ended up using my phone, computer, tablet, whatever works for you, right? Upload the video to a cloud service. Now, I give you some choices here, but it's really whichever one you want to use, right? Google Drive, OneDrive, which comes with your campus email, YouTube, which is what I use because I use it all the time, or other. And I've given you links here, and in the links that I've given you, it actually shows to a Google search about how to use and upload video so that it's only viewable, in this case viewable by folks with a link, right? So if you're not nervous, if that's something that's not of concern, no worries. But if it is, that's fine too. I just want you to know how to be able to do that. I'm actually going to show you in a minute, okay? Now, so here's the deal, is when you set this up, you record it, upload it to whatever cloud provider you want to use. I've given you some options here. You need to then, in your attendance post, in your reply here, actually give us that link. And in order to test that link, there's something I recommend, which is the incognito mode, which is basically if I want to make sure my link is available to anyone that is here in the course, and really that's how I set up the link, is make it viewable by anyone with the link, then I'd probably want to test that, okay? And I'll show you how to do that in a minute. Now here's what's important. Do not attach. Like it might be kind of like, oh, I'll just attach it. You're in web development, whether or not it's your degree path. In web development, we generally use cloud services so that we don't have to duplicate. Like if you were to upload it here, then it probably is going to be in multiple places, and it's just good to know how to do this kind of stuff, to be frank, okay? All right, so let's walk through this, and then I do have an alternative I'll talk about after as well, just to give you that, because I get this may be, not comfortable for some, and I don't want to discourage you from taking or continuing with this class if you're in that particular, if that happens to be you, which is totally fine too, by the way. Okay, so what I've done here is just a few minutes ago, I went to my phone, I pulled up my camera, I did video, and then after I did the video, real short, and you'll see it here, I then had options on my phone is where I wanted to send it. Actually could click on it, and then it gave me options to share it or wherever. So I sent it to YouTube. Knowing to me, I sent it to YouTube Shorts, which I never use, so I thought, it's okay, it doesn't really matter. Okay, but once I did that, I also made the visibility unlisted, and what that means is only people who actually I'm going to give the link to can actually view it. And so what I could do here is I could just copy that. Okay, I'm going to copy that link. Now, by the way, I could click on it, make sure, and I can hear myself. Which is very meta here. But in that case, I just want to make sure the video works, everything's good. And by the way, I could check that incognito mode as well over here, like they're in Chrome. And I generally recommend Chrome unless you have an opposition to that. Just whatever you use, make sure you know how to get into incognito mode. And let's see, do I have the link? Yeah, so in that case, I'd want to go, okay, uh-oh. So what that showed me is that anybody with that link actually could see it. Okay, so now I have what I need. Now, depending on whichever cloud service you use, this could be different, right? I'm not walking you through the other ones. I'm walking you through the most common one. If you need help, reach out, right? Now, by the way, this is a very timely assignment as well that you'll see in a minute. So again, I've copied it. I've come back over here. And then in the post, which I do have you do something in the post, right? And I'll talk about that in a minute. I would then just paste in. Now watch what will happen here, okay? Because I've pasted in the URL, and as soon as I hit enter, it becomes a link. And by the way, this is what you're learning in this class. So it's not a bad idea to come down here and hit the little greater than, less than for, and this is a tag. This shows you the tag. So really behind the scenes, Canvas did this for me. When I pasted it in, it made it a ref, which is a link, gave it a target of blank, which I want, right? So it immediately took my URL and made it a link, okay, which is great, okay? And so I can go ahead and post that reply here. I could also do incognito this way. But if I did that, if I didn't complete the post, and I could always come back, let me get rid of this and hit edit, okay? Because I'm not done yet, right? So that's part of it, right? So in this case, right? So now that I have that, right? So 70 points, most of the points come from posting the video with a viewable link. I've talked about that already. Clear audio, clear video, your name, your reason for taking the course, okay? Here, right? Now indicate, in the post here, you want to indicate whether you're going to choose local or cloud. And if unsure, ask questions based on just the brief description I've given you, okay? Now, and you have to do 2 replies, right? And say hi, whatever, talk about something in this reply. Now, for those of you, and there is a group of you who have taken my classes before, and there's a group of you who have not, okay? So for those who have, I'm giving you an alternative here, is if you've taken my class before, consider telling, students new to my class your experience. Really, I am not going to be upset if you say something not necessarily positive here, because part of what I want to create is a very open and and share your honest opinions, right? That's what I would say. Really, good, bad, or somewhere in between. Okay. So, by the way, for those of you doing that, that would count as one of your 2 required replies. So you'd only have to do 1. Okay. So in this case, right, I am choosing. I am going local. Local. Okay. No, I'm going local because, right? Because it really makes my life easy, and I understand how to do the setup. Now, write something here about why, right? Write something here about why you're doing it, okay? Okay, so now let's go back to here. If for some reason this option of doing this video is uncomfortable for you, I hear you, I really do. Right? So in your case, we'll have to talk about, and when you come to see me, because this is your alternative, if you're uncomfortable creating and sharing a video, right, you can complete this requirement by meeting with me in person or in Zoom. But there are some stipulations here because of timing, right? This class is currently full, and if students aren't going to make it through this first step, I want to know now so I can offer this to students who might be waiting, okay? All right, so here are the requirements if you want to select this option. Monday or Tuesday, right? Either of these days, my office hours are 1 to 1:50. You can reach out to try to connect with me. You just need to give me a heads up because my schedule is also full, right? During my office hours is, of course, best. If you come in and I'm with somebody, just know you may have to hang out. I will message you if all possible. My Zoom link is up in simple syllabus over here. Okay. Now, so if these times in my office doesn't work for you, then email me, and you have to email me by the end of day on Monday to schedule another time. Okay. That's just the way life is right now with the start of a back 9 semester. That's, timeliness is way important. Okay. Failure to post your video, attend Zoom, or schedule a meeting will result in being dropped from the course by Tuesday, 3/18 at 5 p.m. Okay, just don't put yourself in that situation. And this is why I will release the course probably the Wednesday before the start of the semester to give students a little time to get this done, right? Okay, so here's the grading, and that's, so your first assignment is, well, the first assignment was kind of just giving me your GitHub and getting into the course. Good for you, okay? Learning about Discord, hopefully joining. And then what you're going to do next is what I just talked about, which is I'm getting ready to go do a video talking about the overview of the development environment setup, okay? I'm going to do that next. All right, have a good one. Remember, reach out, Canvas inbox, best way to get in touch with me. It's timely. This assignment is very timely. Understand that. Ask any questions that you may have. The sooner the better. And I look forward to seeing all of you. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.